Hey guys, Pat Tokuyama here. Today I wanted to talk about a few of my favorite products that I had got for road travel. One of the first things that I wanted to talk about was my portable refrigerator. So this is the DT Pro 120. It's a 55 quart refrigerator that is electric as well as portable, and it has its own lithium battery pack which you can remove or continue to recharge and take with you when you're on the move so that you can keep your food cold as you travel. One of the reasons that I wanted this refrigerator in the first place was because I was tired of using ice all the time in a cooler, and as you know, if you use ice, not only does it take up like half of the space of the cooler, but it's also something that melts over time and creates a mess. So you really got to plan your food and how you're going to be maintaining it cold, because you're probably going to have to get more ice if you're on an extended trip. So that was one of the reasons, the main reasons that I got this cooler. Took it on a few road trips over the past couple of years. Really happy with it so far. As you can see there, it has some wheels which make it easy to transport and roll because it is relatively heavy. It does have a compressor in there. The handlebars telescope on the front side. That side handle does not telescope, but it feels pretty sturdy there. On the back you can see the battery as well as the solar input port as well as the charging port. So it's a pretty decent size, not too much bigger than a regular 55 quart cooler would be without the compressor. It's just a little bit bigger. And then with that size, slight size difference, of course you're going to be saving a lot of space or gaining extra space because you're not going to be needing to buy ice. So with that, I've been relatively happy with this over the few times that I've used it. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the pros and cons. So for this particular fridge, some of the pros and cons. The first thing that I can think of is that it has two compartments. So you can choose to keep one as a freezer or one as a refrigerator, and that really makes things convenient for you, especially if you want to take frozen foods like ice cream or anything else that you might normally keep frozen. Second is that if you wanted to control this device with an app, there is an app that you can control the device with Bluetooth. The only thing is you have to be within range of the device, but it does give you that option to control it with your phone. It's very convenient to do that as well. So that's the second pro. The third is that, like I said, it has freezer capability, so not all portable fridges have the ability to freeze food, which can be a very nice thing to have, a luxury to have, especially if you're camping, for example, to make ice or to have ice cream. And then there is an included battery pack. So you saw that there. That lasts typically around 8 to 10 hours in my experience before you're going to have to actually recharge it. And even if it runs out of battery, the refrigerated or frozen items will still keep the inside relatively cool for a little bit. So if you're out of electricity for about an hour or so, it shouldn't really make too much of a difference for the internal temperature, even if it's warm outside. So those are 5 of the pros. Some of the cons. One is that there's only a drain on the large compartments. So that little compartment on the right side does not have one. Second is that the top part of the refrigerator, so the lid that we're looking at right now, doesn't really feel like it's insulated. So like, for example, when I open the lid, it does feel like it's relatively warm. So I feel like that could be improved by putting some sort of insulation inside that top section of the lid to really help the refrigerator maintain its temperatures without having to work so hard. Third is that this cutting board, while nice to have, I think they could have maybe done some other things there. I'm not sure, maybe put like an ice cube tray or something else. And especially so on the other side, because they didn't put anything on the other side of the lid. And then last, this telescoping handle, while it's really awesome to have, doesn't feel so sturdy. It's made of plastic, so it does feel kind of fragile, and hopefully it'll last. So those are some of the cons. Overall, really happy with this refrigerator, and if you are in the market looking for something that has portability as well as the ability to keep things cool without ice, this is one of the things that perhaps can meet your needs. So overall, really happy with it, and would not be able to enjoy some of our, would not have been able to enjoy some of our road trips as much as we did without this device. I think that's all that I had about this. Hopefully that helps to solidify any concerns that you might have had if you're considering this one, or figure out what it is that you want in your next cooler or portable refrigerator.